Hey everybody, welcome to Alliance War number 14 versus Rage 13. I believe we've played these guys before. This time my team is Stark, Spidey, Hood, and Vision, and oh, I love this team so much. It's not going to happen a lot, but I do love this team. I think definitely Stark, Spidey, and Vision are going to stay, and I think I might switch out Hood for somebody, because Hood's very situational. So this first fight, it gets off to a really rough start for me. I think this is excellent placement on this node. It depends though, because a lot of people bring if say I had Blade with the Danger Sense synergy, this would have been no problem. But I do think that me bringing Vision and I could have brought Blade, but I wouldn't have gotten Danger Sense, and it wouldn't have been that good. So also the main problem right here, I think, with this node is I didn't know how to fight it. So this is the Aggression Fury node, and I've always assumed like the Aggression Fury, this is kind of the opposite of the node 38 armor node, like they just continuously gain Furies, and I wasn't aware of how strong these Furies were. So I'm just sitting here with Spider-Man like, okay, no problem, I'm gonna build up some poise charges. And I should have known this because I saw this in a fellow YouTuber's video. I think it was Heisenberg's. Maybe it was his. He got parried here, and look at the damage. So I get parried at the start, and I'm like, oh my god, this is really bad. Like the Furies are stacking up, and he's got I'm gonna die. Look at this, 10 Furies. Oh my god, that parry. Oh my god, I can't make it out. And then I just freaked out and I died. So I was like, oh my god, I did not realize how intense those Furies stacks were. Like when my champions gain 10 Furies, it's not that intense. So anyway, I gave up a death, unfortunately. I felt really bad about that because between that death and another death, and maybe say like one or two other guys didn't die, we probably could have won this war, but we aren't going to win this war. And yeah, but there's some pretty good gameplay on the way, so I definitely stick around. This one's pretty fun. I get some boss action at the end too. So the trick for this fight was definitely just to stay aggressive. I mean, that's what the node says. It's called Aggression Fury, so I should have just kept fighting. He does give me openings and everything, so I can just get the and also it seems like even if auto block triggers, that first auto block hit, a Fury does get cannibalized, sort of. I do get hit by that special one. I'm not exactly sure how. I think it's because of just the limber and I wasn't ready to evade. But one out goes down. It wasn't that bad. I should have been able to do that the first time. I just wasn't ready for the node, and I think that's just poor planning on my part. Really got to do better about that. In general, I think a lot of the deaths we have in my alliance are because people like me or others don't read the nodes or don't prepare for the champions, don't do enough scouting. You're just impatient. You want to do your fights. You're feeling good. And then that's a really easy way to feel bad. But this one I am quite aware of how to handle. Nightcrawler on Bane is no problem. I just have to build up poise, make the switch. I did make the switch already. I found an opportunity to do it early, so I did. And then I built some poise up, and the Bane is super intense. So I'm just going to try and bait a heavy or maybe get an intercept. But baiting the heavy is always safer, and Nightcrawler goes down no problems. That's a textbook example of how to play that node right there. If I had done perfect intercepts, maybe that's even perfect. But I would say actually, you don't really want to intercept on that node. You want to be very, very careful because when you fail an intercept on Bane, it's double punishing. So anyway, this is node 24. I don't know who puts a 4-star, guys. Rage 13. You guys beat us, but seriously, Blade is fine on node 24, I've heard, but a 4-star is not going to cut it, man. Not even close. Even if I get hit by this guy, it's not going to do that much damage. Anyway. So I'm here dealing with the buffet. I'm just trying to build some distance, kind of like Medusa, because Blade's specials are hard to punish. So I'm just attacking into the block a bit. I backed out of that attack right there. And dodging that. He's back up to full, but I get a parry, and my first combo takes him down to 60%. My second combo down to 20, and I decided to throw a special one. Maybe I was unlucky there with the damage, but it wasn't quite enough. So I decided to bait a heavy rather than try a fancy intercept and get him down. So, when you're not feeling the fancy intercepts, don't do them because you're probably gonna get hit. There was a fight in the next war that I was playing with Vision that I went crazy on the intercepting. It was really fun, but then it backfired on me later on in the war. So it'll be a good showcase next war to show everybody like how intercepting can go good and how it can go very wrong in the same war. So this is the Power Start 1 node. It's a Mephisto. I don't know if I've seen Mephisto here before. It's interesting, but either way, my strategy with Spider-Man, I was trying to build poise charges, but it was not working because of dexterity. So it only worked on the when he threw a special. But now that dexterity's working again, which is funny. It means because like, okay, let me break this down for you guys. The dexterity buff wasn't proccing due to Mephisto's soul imprisonment, so it looks like Stark Spider-Man's poise is tied to the dexterity buff, not to using the mastery like the description says. So that's really interesting. But anyway, even though this is a Mephisto and you have to be really careful and everything, my strategy was just I got lucky there. Was just to push him to 30%, wait out the regen, and yeah, that's it. I wanted to do a big hit right there because I wanted the regen to end him up at less, and it worked out pretty nice. I only took very minimal damage via chip damage or incinerate aura. So now we have got Power Shield, and this is we thought this was going to be a Sentinel, but it ended up being a Green Goblin. Enhanced Special 2, I can see that, I think Sentinel's Special 2 is slightly more difficult to dodge, but I don't really plan on getting too many Special 2s anyway. The Green Goblin Special 1 is good for Spider-Man because there's many parts and you can bait it twice as often, obviously, and build more poise charges. So I'm just sitting here trying to do this, look at that, getting multiple poise charges. That's really nice, building up to 6 already, 7, 8, 9 right there, and I just need to build up my own power bar at this point. So I'll just taunt him out again, throw another special, and I'll just build up to 10. I get a nice little intercept there. Spider-Man, if you're feeling it, it's not the worst thing to do, especially when they're taunted. Their attack's reduced by 40%. So I'm just building up to my special 2. Here we go. Have to bait out these specials. The only problem is they take a while, and it can kind of get in your head. I see. Okay, so there was a special 2 right there. I actually did have to bait that out because that was from Power Gain node, and I got my special 2 already, and it's over. Lots of damage. So decent. The next fight is the Poison node, and that is why I bring Vision. Now, I'm so happy to have Vision for this node now. It's so nice. Because this also is an enhanced special 2, it's one of those where some power drain is quite nice to have. And that way, if it's a special 2 that's really tough to dodge, then you can actually dodge it. But look at this. It's an Iceman. I go in with the class advantage, so I'm going to be taking a little bit less damage from the Cold Snap. And it's still 300 a tick. It's not small. This is a beefy Iceman here. But, at the end of the day, it's 69% health versus his. And I'm just sitting here power draining and taking blocked hits, baiting out heavy attacks, and really just taking it easy. This is how I want all my Vision fights to be. Except for, you'll see next war, there was it was really rough. I was livid by the end of it, almost like it was like ready to quit the game. It was so bad, but it was not Vision's fault. Let's just be clear. Good carpenter doesn't blame his tools or whatever, something like that. There's a saying that goes something like that. Anyway, so I'm taking some chip damage, but this is because mostly I know I don't need Vision later on. So there's ways to play Vision with stand-up intercepts and backdraft intercepts where you don't need to take any chip damage, but why risk it if this is the only fight I'm going to need him for? So yeah, get that Iceman down. It could have been worse, He's not the greatest placement. I think what they're trying to do is trip you out because of the ice armor, and also just the guaranteed damage is gonna hurt you on that node, but it didn't really work. So I got this Juggernaut here. I boosted up for it, I believe, and yeah, so I'm pretty sure I currently have like a 20% boost on and potentially a health boost, which is why I didn't add in that extra potion, because I have like an extra 20% health, which is like 5,000 or something like that. So I'm just sitting here. Oh, and I have an indestructible boost on. Yeah. Okay. I was like, why am I pushing him to a special 3? That's crazy. But yeah, because I was planning on taking the first shot at the boss, which is why I put that indestructible boost on. So I get that nice little stun there actually, and go in for another 5-hit combo. I'm going to have to bait out his special. I'm not worrying about Mystic Dispersion, but I do actually get hit by that indestructible, or by Juggernaut, and the indestructible charges wear off. But hey, it's all good. The fight is over, and I can move on to Medusa. This is a big war for me. I got like a lot of fights in. You know, this is my 8th fight, I think. So, yet again, I want to practice with Hood because this time I have the indestructible boost on. I have the 20%. I've got the health boost. I'm looking pretty good. This is the issue I see with Hood. Look at this. 5-hit combo, no crits, no staggers. Okay, so I'm already behind. Heavy, no crits, no staggers. Because the heavy can apply, I believe the heavy can apply a stagger. So I'm already, she got to three Furies and I haven't crit yet. There's the first 2 crits and neither of them proc stagger. That's a little frustrating for me. So I'm taking some major block chip damage right here. No more crits there. I don't know what's going on. I think if this is a 565 Medusa, I'm like 90% sure. So there, I use my special 2, get rid of her Furies. Actually, not too bad. I have to dodge that, but I don't get the misses. And then I go in for my first 5-hit combo, and then I get another special 2. She's baiting those, or she's throwing her specials. So I'm starting to get control of this fight. But something bad happens. Cannot remember. So we'll see it. We'll see it together. I think I get clipped. So I'm trying to put some distance in here, and look at, you know how Medusa can just close distance. So I didn't get any staggers on any of those, and that's mostly because they were in block damage. Oh, I see what's going on here. So I try and dodge that. It's all good. Her power bar is getting a little too high for comfort, and I just can't bait it out. And I was trying to, you know, not block, and that's what happens. Is she's got her special 3 now. If I had the indestructible, it would have been fine, but she had hit me with exactly 3 hits. So I decided to throw my special 3, which does bonus damage when the enemy has got high power. Look at this damage though, Jesus. I thought this was insane damage from just a Hood special 2, and the bleed damage is taken for 400, and then I don't understand why that once she woke up, she was able to get me. So I quit out. I was kind of frustrated with that. Now, guys, this is, I want to say, the second or this might be the 3rd time I've ever tried Medusa with Hood, and I say the starting, she's going down more and more. Oh, this is only 455, I just saw. She's going down more and more each time on my first try. I really still think Hood is a good option, but I might save him for wars where it's either guaranteed win or loss. We'll see. It's tough. You don't want to like ruin it for your team, but that was, what is that? She's at 67% now, so that was a decent chunk of damage. You know, we've definitely had worse tries, even with Spider-Man. So I'm just doing my thing with Spider-Man. I'm going up against the wall. He is a ninja on the wall. I was actually trying to trigger those that auto block, but it didn't work. She must have a fairly low sig ability. But I'm feeling pretty good about this fight. Instantly when I went in, I was feeling good about the Hood fight. I just don't know how I got clipped, but I was feeling on this one. So I'm going in for intercepts. I'm putting distance in. I don't know if you can tell by the video, but it just feels the pace of the fight feels really fast, and I am wired right now. So I get that heavy. I'm getting those heavies in really quick, and I time this perfectly. That special 2 right as the Furies were going away, and I go in for this last 5-hit combo. She's down, man. Oh, what a beautiful Medusa fight right there. So I was so happy with it. If only I had just done that the first time. But that one Hood kill, and also my deaths wouldn't have won us the war, but they definitely would have put a huge dent into helping us win the war if I had just played a little bit better this war. So sorry to my alliance for that, but you know, it is what it is. One of the things with, you know, posting your videos is people get to see when you make mistakes. But it's part of the fun. You learn. I think I definitely learned a lot. I learned more on Node 12, I think, this time, the first one with MODOK, than I did on node 54 with Medusa. I think it's just a thing. I need to practice a little bit with Hood. I need to bait out the specials a little bit more. I did take off Mystic Dispersion though, so I'm not sure if Hood is going to be viable for Medusa bosses without Mystic Dispersion. I think he'll still be good for like Hyperion and Medusas in the lane, but also just in general, like I don't know. We'll see what I do with him. I really want to dupe him. I think having that stun immunity might help a lot too. Try and be invisible for like most of the fight. But either way, Spider-Man's a good backup for Medusa bosses, and hopefully maybe sometime in the future I'll have a Proxima Midnight who can just one-shot them with that those crazy special damages she has, and True Strike she can gain, or True Accuracy, sorry. But anyway, Odin's Almighty loses the war. We go down to 8-5, still a positive record, and we have got our heads up for the rest of the season. This was my most expensive war so far at 810 units worth of items. My season total goes up to 2,385. I don't think that's that bad. I think I'm doing pretty good as far as unit cost goes. And my kill death goes up to 79 and 12. So I'm not sure where that's going to land me, and I'm not sure what should be considered good. Definitely no deaths would be better. I know some of these deaths were to two bosses, but not a good chunk of them were not. So I really got to work on getting my deaths down. You know, how amazing would it be to have a whole season of no deaths? That would be something like truly impressive, or maybe a whole season of under 10 deaths or something like that. Anyway, guys, that's it for this war. This was a really long video. Sorry, it's 16 minutes already. And that's mostly just because you got more fights. So hopefully you enjoyed it, and we'll see you soon in the next one. And yeah, take care.